Hey guys, what is up? Chris here with Cohesive Friendship Unit. Just me today. It looks like there has been a very significant Dragons Dogma Netflix trailer dropped, and I know this is primarily a video game channel, but this being the most Dragons Dogma news we have gotten in quite literally almost a decade, I think it is worth talking about, and worth talking about what this trailer means for the possibilities of Dragon's Dogma 2. In my opinion, we're going to look at the trailer, break some things down, and come to a conclusion about a theoretical Dragon's Dogma 2. But before we get into it, if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. We would really appreciate your support. We have a whole playlist of Dragon's Dogma content for you to check out that will be linked. If you like the video, throw us a like and let us know down below how you're feeling about this anime. I personally am feeling pretty good. Netflix animes don't let me down as often as I would expect them to, so here's hoping. So first thing I want to comment on the trailer is there's a lot of shot for shot stuff going on here. I mean, in general, right, at a super high level, this trailer is really capturing the essence of the game, really capturing the game's feel, and really capturing the lore. The art style is basically pulled right out of the game in a CG form, CG/anime. The protagonist is basically a look-alike of the default character, and the lore so far seems spot on. The monsters seem spot on, but there are literally some shot-for-shot moments, like when the dragon rips out your heart, that I will try to show on screen right now, as well as some locations, like your starting town seems basically identical to the game starting town, as well as some waifu duplications. The girl in the starting town seems to literally be exactly the same. They seem to really be leaning on the source material for this one. Next, I want to talk about some canon terms that showed up a lot and some canon behavior, specifically the Arisen and the pawn referring to the Arisen, and the scar on the Arisen's chest, and the pawn's mark on their hand. The Arisen looks very strongly like the Arisen that you play as in the beginning segment, so I guess the Arisen before you in the Dragon's Dogma game, in my opinion. And the pawns. There is a pawn. Her name is Hannah. So far, we've only seen one. It'll be interesting to see if more than one shows up. But she comes from the Rift Stone. Everything like we've seen from the game. And Hannah seems a bit smarter. No more wolves hunting in packs. It will be curious to see if they throw a few jokes in there, like "'tis weak to fire," all that fun stuff. Can we get a Rook cameo though? I would really like a Rook cameo in this game with the pawns. And more canon terms, or more visuals, things that I guess I personally wasn't expecting it to be so true to the game. I mean, there are griffins in the trailer, there are Hydra in the trailer, and there are Cyclops in the trailer, but perhaps what is most exciting to me is, at least in terms of visuals, in terms of creatures, there's Bitter Black Isle content in the form of a Dark Bishop showing up in a couple of shots. And I mean, honestly, like I could see, how sometimes they do filler seasons, kind of. I could see the whole Bitter Black Isle being a filler season. I think that would be super cool. And in general, I mean, even in the dialogue, in the music, which I really like the song, by the way, in the verbiage that they show between shots, they keep that same sense of danger. They talk about how dangerous the world is, and I think that really fits with Dragon's Dogma. I think if you're going to make an anime about Dragon's Dogma, they are going down the right route. It seems like, from what we can see, it's the same general plot. Arisen has his heart ripped out. He is now the Arisen, and with the help of pawns, he has to go defeat the dragon. And if we're sticking with that plot, damn, are things going to get crazy for this anime. All this being said, basically the trailer confirmed that we are sticking extremely close to the original game, the original source material, and what that means for a hypothetical DD2 tells me they're doubling down on Monster's lore, canon, and world. They're establishing this is how this world works. These are the monsters within the world. And this is the lore of the world that we should expect. So for Dragon's Dogma 2, I would say expect Dragon's Dogma 2 to be more of the same instead of more new from what we see in the anime. Expect it to take place in similar, if not the same world, and expect a lot of the same monsters. But obviously, with new moves, graphical upgrades, classes, etc. That being said, I honestly, this seems legit, guys. I think if this takes off, I'm sure there's no reason that they would be messing with this IP if there wasn't something on the cookbooks. And I think, to me, this shows that instead of a soft reboot like a leak that we talked about, they are in fact expanding on continuing the established lore that we've seen for the future of the intellectual property. But that is all from me, guys. I will catch you next time.